Listen, it's December, okay? The year is almost over. 2024 has came and it's gone. It's gone. Now, I don't know where you're at, but let me tell you this. If you're not constantly pursuing what it is that you want, it's never going to show up to your doorsteps. Okay? It's never going to say, "Hey, look, I made my way to you." Okay? Now, the only reason I can say this is because I used to feel that way. I used to feel like, you know what? 2018 is going to be my year. 2019 is going to be my year. Next thing you know, nothing would change because I wouldn't change. So I'm here to tell you 2024 was the year that I literally leaped miles away from my old self. And I'm here to tell you that the only way I was able to do that was accountability to myself, and work on myself. Because, let's be real. No one wants to do the work on themselves because, one, it's very painful, and two, it really does require work. You're having to eat better, think better, read, you're really having to put yourself first. Now, don't get it, I don't want to say twisted, but don't get it twisted. I'm not saying it's all about you, but you should be in your high of priorities, because guess what? If you have people that depend on you, whether you're a mom, whether you're a dad, whether you're an employee, an employer, people depend on you. And because of that, you have to put yourself first. Now, you can't do that if you're eating like shit, if you're consuming alcohol and drugs and just, you can, but you won't be the best version of yourself, okay? And I know we could all preach about it, but I'm glad to say that I've been 2 years sober, and it's still hard. Because a habit has a trigger, an action, and a reward. And guess what? I'm still triggered by the same things. Once I start feeling depressed, once I start feeling sad, I'm like, where's that bottle? Where's that bottle? Is that trigger still there? Now, the actions have changed. But the thing is, we have to win the day in order to win the week, in order to win the month, in order to win the quarter, in order to win the year. Now, let me ask you this, because are you going to make the same mistake that you made last year? Telling yourself, you know what? This year, I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to do this. We're going to go here. We're going to do that. And then the year just goes by and slips by and you're like, I didn't do shit. What the fuck did I do? And trust me, I've been there. I've done that many years, especially with my fitness. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead. I just need to lose 10 pounds. I'm like, no. The thing was, I needed to change my habits, my environment. That's what I needed to change. And by default, I got in shape. And now I'm able to keep it off because I'm not in the same situation, the same environment that I was, where, I was constantly being basically force-fed all this junk, and I was put in situations where people were like, oh, come on, bro, you can't even have one beer? What the fuck, bro? Come on, you're better than us? Yes, in reality, yes. I'm trying to be better than that. And, another thing too, if you have friends, so-called friends, who don't understand you, they're not really your friends. And trust me, some friends, they'll say, hey man, hey, that's good for you. And then right behind your back, they'll be like, oh, that motherfucker's gonna get back to drinking. I know that fool. I know him. And you know what? Fuck him. You don't need him. Okay? You already have so much that you're dealing with. You don't need someone basically not rooting for you and rooting for you to fail. The world as it is will put you down. You don't need no fucking friends, so-called friends, to do that for you. So just be realistic, you know. Have an audit of who you're around and who you're hanging out with. And I'll tell you what, you're gonna have to make some decisions. And those decisions might be simple, but they're hard. It might be, hey man, I can't talk to that person no more, because every time I talk to him, you know, I end up doing something I don't want to do, or I end up picking up drugs. I end up, you know, picking up the bottle again. I end up buying prostitute. I don't know what your vices are, but I'm here to tell you that your vices are not going to go away just because you want them to go away. The thing about vices is that you have to give them up. You have to make the decision to give them up. So again, I'm kind of going on this rant because I see over and over and over again, the people that are closest to me, they're always like, oh dude, you've came so far, you're this, you're that. I'm like, yes, but the thing is, it's constant daily work. It's constant daily work. Like, that's what it is. And people tell me, aren't you ever going to be happy? And the thing is, if you're doing this right, if you're getting better and improving, your goals should improve. Your goals should get bigger, and your ambition should grow. Everything should grow. Truth be told, if my goal was just to make 50,000, that would have been it. Like, if my goal was to just make money, I would have made money and that's it. I would have still looked like shit. I would have still ate like shit. I would have still felt like shit. And that money would have been at what cost? Nothing would have changed because I still felt like shit. So this sounds like a bad message, especially for the new year. But the message is the same, man. It's just, how are you going to interpret it this time? How are you going to make yourself a better person?